And we're back. And we're back. I stopped recording and started recording again. So we can have a separate Stanley Parable VOD. But before we begin, I did want to show you guys one thing. And it was this. Check it out. Actually, first, beep. It's gonna be loud. It's 4-player too. We can get more people to play with us. Who is that? I wonder if there's any like characters from the originals. It doesn't really look like it, unless they just changed their look entirely. I'm probably gonna get DMCA'd for this. Anyway, that's that.
We were safe, but for...
Doesn't that look actually kind of fun? It looks kind of fun. Anyway. Let's play more Stanley. People who are still asleep are going to be mad that I'm playing more Stanley. But you know what? This game seems beefy enough that it's fine. But I want to play more. I really enjoyed last night playing Stanley. And I want to play more. At least a little bit more. Let's play a little bit more. Maybe we can find more hole. Is it still capturing? Yes. Yes. Let me make sure it actually captures. There we go. Let's put this up. Let's get rid of parsec. Why is it different? Oh my god. Why is it... That's weird. That it's asking me for the time. I'm a little concerned now that it didn't save. What if it didn't save? Oh, do I have to go? Yeah, I have to go all the way. There we go. Hello, we're shifting to Stanley. It did? Alright, cool. Nice. Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 o'clock and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Somebody remind me next time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay? Surprise, a character. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the narrator. Alright. 420? What about 609?
This is the story.
Okay, we already know. We can skip. Ah, yes. Quit the game and start it again. Yay! I got an achievement for that. Oh my god. For real? Ooh. Do you guys... Does the cursor bother you? Does my cursor on screen bother you? Or do you like it?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yes and no. No, that's enough for me to actually make it smaller. There you go. Now it looks like an actual, like, cursor on my screen. What? Nope. I gotta find the computer that says awaiting input.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Oh, I missed it.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Fuck yeah. Fuck. Yes.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. I know where I want to take this bucket.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Did not. We're going this way again.
No,
I control the doors.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
I'm going that
Said
way.
the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Not all the way.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
There it is.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
In here? Hold on, what? Hey, Corgi. Oh my god.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need
like
to
a
know
runway.
about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Oh, it's like
Item 1.
Jackbox.
Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is a 3D
Oh my
printed
God.
recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Correct. This is a
Yay!
bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect.
What do
This
you
is a
mean?
bucket.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Trick question. Both.
What?
Gotcha.
Right.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know...
There's
there
a bucket
isn't
right there.
anything
Listen,
here.
it was a trick
And
question.
I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Cup
What
is a bucket.
What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No! No.
What happened?
No.
Is everything gone? How did
No.
everything disappear? Wait,
Because everything's
was
a bucket.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. My God, I had no idea.
Fuck.
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Fuck.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Well. I vaguely remember hearing about some sort of bucket ending. I don't know if that was it. But
All of his
don't tell me.
coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hello, Cosmocomic. Aha! I want the bucket back. Yes! Alright. Give me that.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Have it.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling
What if
to
I
him,
try to go through
telling
the
him
door at the
that
bucket again?
employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I just
And
want to
here
know.
it was.
I just
Had
want to
the
be able to
bucket
go through
turned out
it.
to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
What could be the bucket ending? Oh.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift.
Hold
yes.
on.
Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There's a way out. No way!
You found one of them.
Yay!
One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I'll go to the no bucket door, but I also wonder if I can safely get down there. There's also a door there and a door there.
But Stanley
Shit.
feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Yeah, I want to go to the no bucket door again and see if anything happens. If nothing happens, just tell me. I just want to bring the bucket past that door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
the
he had
input?
simply missed a memo.
Where's the input thing? Wait a second. The meeting room. Soup. No, nothing happens. Something happens with that input receive thing. It's gotta be.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket
Meeting
tightly
room.
to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Never
But
mind.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took
Can
the
only
door on
pass
his
the door
left
if you don't
to
have
go
the
back to
bucket.
the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
can
cargo
go up here.
lift. Yes, go. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift.
Is that a
all the
door I
way
can
to
go
the
through?
top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
Have I been
did not
past that door
question
yet?
Why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't
The
talk.
blue and red
But
door,
Stanley
I've done all
chose
that.
Not to think about this obvious fact.
Did the red
He
door and that
firmly
was
convinced
exciting,
that
and did the
bucket
blue
had
door
spoken to him, and he unthinkingly
and that was
did
exciting
whatever
with the
bucket
baby in the
asked.
fire. Then I know why I can't take the bucket? What do you mean?
In here.
Because there's a
said the
sign that
bucket.
says
Go
don't
into
take the
this dark
bucket. I want
room
to take
over
it.
here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I know there's a sign. But I want to take it. I've been looking for the bucket this whole time. So I could defy the rules.
Now pick up the phone.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things.
I only did one or two
Buckets
things.
can't
That is
talk.
job.
It was a joke. Don't you get the
I'm
joke?
exploring.
It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken
I don't know how
quicker?
much the bucket changes
Comedic
endings.
timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at
Hmm.
it, but there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
I'm leaving. Okay, fine.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing?
Okay, this is pretty
How does
different.
it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper.
Cool.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body.
What?
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Apparently.
To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time.
This is how
With these steps
you
complete,
stream. It's like a
time to
spell
begin
I'm
the
casting
humor.
on you all.
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice,
Loudest possible voice.
I'm Dunny with the funny. Let's practice screaming, I'm Dunny with the funny now.
I'm Donnie with the funny. You gotta scream. Everybody scream.
Good. This saying is a perfect
All
example of
caps.
expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard
That's gonna be the
data
raid
from
phrase.
your
I think
audience on how rapt they
I gotta
were
see.
throughout
I gotta
the
see.
joke
There's
is the
there's
only way to grow
two
or learn as a
possible good
comedian.
raid
An effective survey should be no
radies
less than 10
today.
pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey
Oh, I
takers
got
actually
rid of the
paying
caps
attention
ban thing.
and not
Not
simply
it's
filling
not a
in
ban.
answers
It's
at
a
random.
it just deletes
And
the
that's
message.
all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
This is
Just
scary.
remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us,
What?
and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Wonderful. I wish I could
Hey,
play this for the
goodness,
first
this
time
video
again.
is
This
a
is
little
my
outdated, isn't it? Well,
I mean,
no
this is my
matter.
first
I
time.
think
I
the fundamentals of
started
proper
playing it
comedic
yesterday.
timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So, with that in mind, I believe the only way
become
forward
Starship
is for
Troopers,
us
didn't
to
it?
return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay. Oh, I'm playing with the controller now. I don't like it. I like mouse and keyboard better. Why is it suddenly showing my actual cursor? You guys can't see it, but that's weird. Oh, because I guess I switched from controller. Hang on. Oh, man. You should play Superliminal if you like it. I have seen Superliminal. I've watched 2 playthroughs of it, and I like it. I like it. I don't think it... it clearly took
This
inspiration
time,
from this.
I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept.
I like the-
king
I like
of
the puzzles
comedy.
in it a
That's
lot.
what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now?
No,
Well,
my
I wouldn't be the
actual
king of comedy,
cursor, the
that's for
middle, that's my
The
reticle. It
bucket
just looks like a
spoke to
cursor.
Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
I wonder how many people think this is my actual cursor. It's not, it's a reticle. I'm a very professional streamer. Taryn's playthrough. Taryn didn't play. Case was playing. I watched Case play Superliminal. Too many people. Too many people. It's confusing because...
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the
Just
bucket
playing
came
with
to a set
Darren.
of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Are you gonna get mad at me?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
I like streaming this
I'm not
game
even
because
the
there's so much
lowliest
talking in it. I don't
joke-telling
want to
whelp.
interrupt it.
I think...
So I just don't talk and I just listen.
I think I need to go back and
It's like a
watch
break.
that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Oh?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
It's gonna do the same thing, isn't it? Yeah. Oh. Alright, fine.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay. It cut me off.
Here we go.
Alright,
You
I'll go
ready?
left.
When Stanley and the bucket came
I'll
to a
go
set
left.
of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm
Is
going to
it?
be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What? Ah.
You love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
Alright, well we got the second
Well,
credits.
let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are.
Wonderful.
Still not... Is it the
Well, that's the stream, everyone.
Pale with shame.
That's not
Pale
true.
with shame.
I'm gonna drink some water.
Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it.
There's gotta be a way to,
guitar.
like, break out
No.
bounds.
Getting away from making fun of
I know
Stanley
this
and
game-
playing with the bucket, which was the whole point of this.
Like, I mean, I'm already
I know
technically
you
sort of out of
Jimmy.
bounds, but there's gotta be an ending where you break out of bounds, right? I mean, there was one that I did. There's gotta be another, right?
More instructional videos.
I gotta take the bucket to the bottom of the mind control room. Oh. I wonder if that's gonna end differently. It's gotta, right?
All
mean,
of
that
his
was slightly
co-workers
different.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
There's still a waiting input computer. There's gotta be one. Wait, I have... no, I think the door closes behind me and I can't do that.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright. Alright. Wait a minute. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new, structurally sound bridge. You're trying to make a plan to escape. Trust the completionist instinct. Ah. Places to search. There will be a reward for finding them all. Five, there. Gotta collect them all. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Okay. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Okay. We're on the right track to there. Ah. Who took these pictures of them? Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances, or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be reverberance off a porcelain surface. Anyone have any idea on this? Okay, so that's behind the fireplace. I don't remember a fireplace other than like the memory zone. Me and my bucket.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Fuck you. This is my bucket, and my bucket's my friend. And I cherish this bucket with my life.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Listen.
Here we go.
Yeah!
There. Now it's settled. No more debate. No more discussion.
My bucket.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I want to find the mostly infinite hole. Because if the collectibles are here, if the bucket's here, if the balloons are here...
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well, because I
want to find the gym button.
You see?
Yeah!
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
I cherish this bucket. Wonderful. Symbolism?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetuous
Yeah, is this
room of
bucket not
cleaning
attractive?
supplies. Easily the
It's
most
wonderful.
childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay. No, actually. Okay. I'm leaving. Now I've got my bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Aha! You.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley
Mini-stand.
figs. What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines.
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stanlerine. Okay, I actually want to go up to the boss's office. Yes. There's a bathroom here, right? Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now
We
I'm
stand
torn
the
between
bucket.
Stanlerines and figures. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
All right. Is it this one? Haha.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would.
Well, here's a
And
here's a
he knew.
fireplace. One
The
of the
two
hints
them
was
were
a fireplace.
inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. "2845.
There we go.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Wait a second. Okay. You.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the
The
second
blue and
number,
red room is
that
where I
will
need to
be
go
it.
next.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
Well, I know where to get the last one. There was something to do with the elevator. He looks so sad, doesn't he, Red? Hello.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting
I did not
towards
expect to
an
be playing this
unknown
game
fate.
today, but there's a
It would be
lot
all Stanley
less
could do to keep himself
obscure to
together,
than we
if
thought.
not for
So,
the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back
oh yeah,
so I can
it
try
is a good
pressing the
thing.
number 3
There's like an
again.
hour and 30 minutes left of the
Bucket
game,
said nothing.
so we did it. Okay, it's the same. What? Can I not go down now?
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Alright. Let's get back in the elevator.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly. No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't
If it's
go
letting
on
me do it,
yet.
I'm doing
Not
it.
till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
And the bucket said nothing. I want fan art of me holding a bucket and looking at it lovingly. This is how I feel about this bucket. I'm gonna go back. Do the thing again.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing.
Do
The
you
bucket
appreciate
conveyed
this
absolutely
bucket?
nothing at all. Only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Alright, back to the elevator we go. Welcome back, JM. I'm so invested. I'm sorry
Stanley
I'm
and
so
the bucket were
quiet.
so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion?
I said it last
The
night,
question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down.
but the
the
tone
elevator.
and the
He knew
humor
that there
in
must be
this
a way to get through to the
reminds me
bucket, to
so much of
communicate fully
Hitchhiker's
with his
Guide.
dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
If you haven't read Hitchhiker's Guide, it's wonderful. And it's really hard to describe. But very similar vibe. Except, you know, it's in space. It's just like the narration and the tone and how the story is told is very much like
Said
this.
Stanley, I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it.
3 3
Then
3
the
3
bucket
3
would be
3
able to
3
see
3
his
3
joy
3.
through the eyes of
Motherfucking
others.
3.
It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's.
This man is
And it would be
crazy
through
about the
public eye
number
that the
3.
bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
A new place. A new place.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined
Laughing
a
alone with
single
salad.
measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
World peace, baby. Wonderful. Sentient machine. Doing great.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with
What?
a loved one.
What caused this obsession with 3 in the story? Congratulations. Up again, down again. That's what I've been doing the past like 15 minutes. The Lord meet and greet.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to
No.
hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over.
I know.
He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent.
I did not do the
And so it
bucketless
began
version
slowly, over
of this
many
ending.
years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no
You
more
should.
games, no
I guess
more
I
long
should.
conversations about
Maybe that
passion
would
and
give me
pursuit,
more
only a
explanation.
silence that consumed the space.
But I want to do
between
everything with my
friends.
bucket.
And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Well, that was an ending, I think. Man. Well, goddamn. I want to do a few more things
All
with
of
my
his
bucket.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm looking at all the computers. There are 2 more I need to find that say awaiting input. I saw them.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone.
Never
Not with
alone.
the bucket around.
Never alone again.
Stanley
I wanna
clasped the
go
bucket tightly to his chest.
This
And
way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I want to get the
But
last
Stanley
Stanley.
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took
Is
the
it
door on
this
his
way?
left to go back to the meeting room.
Oh, I picked up the bucket. I can't go. Okay. No pickup bucket. Do not pick
All
up
of his
bucket.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley
Gotta go to the
decided
red
go to the
and
meeting
blue
room. Perhaps he
room.
had simply missed a memo.
And that's what I'm gonna do. So I can
When Stanley
find
came to a
the
set of two open
Stanley
doors, this was
figurine.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
That is what I
Perhaps
want
he
to
wanted
do.
Stop by the employee lounge first,
And then I could do bucket
just to
list
admire
version of
it.
that ending.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah. Have I even gone through that door? I don't think I have. Maybe I have and I don't
Stanley
remember.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't.
No,
5
I
years
haven't.
ago.
Oh, wow. There's just so
Look, Stanley,
much.
I think perhaps we've gotten off
Dense.
on the wrong foot here.
Thick.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really?
All right.
In the middle of something, do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Found you.
Let me prove it. And
Got
there
him.
it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly
Savor
Wiggly.
this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
No, there is
Where
a prize.
So many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
Cool.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Well, I'm gonna go back. And I'm gonna go left. I love this time loop.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every
been duped.
last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
I wanted my reward.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
All right. God. Come on. All right. This is all the same, it looks like. Not quite the same time. Wait a minute. Oh, that's the date it came out. I get it now.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Goodbye. Can I fall off?
Here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by
Nope.
poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had
Oh.
no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Interesting.
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Third. Oh. Under the stairs.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so
Skyrim?
crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After
Is this
all,
how Skyrim
science
is?
tells us
I don't
that
know.
it's
I've never
impossible
played
to
Skyrim.
forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next?
Oh, Skyrim came out
Oh, yes, we
2013.
found a
That's
fig
what you're
in this
saying, right?
book room. Oh, well, I can't actually
Or
say
2012.
remember
I think it was
being in this room,
2012.
but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
It did not. You are lying to me, sir. No, I think Skyrim came out 2012 or 2013. Oh, the outdoors area. Oh. I was trying to connect Skyrim to what was happening. There we go. Very nice.
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Why? Why did you make a video?
Enjoy.
What do you mean you made it? When those... I'm gonna throw up. There are 5 versions of this video. Is it just random? Is it just... just RNG? Oh. Oh. Oh, it's got the old YouTube compression and everything. Oh. Oh, that just took me back. It depends on where you find it. Oh. Oh my god.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of
It's
time making that
fucking
video, but
awesome.
it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes. What dedication you have. Oh my god. This game is so fucking funny.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself,
Figly.
yes, that's all of them. They're
I'm gonna start calling my figures that I
It
have
was a moment
Figlies.
unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Hey, you guys know how I call like games like FNAF? Oh, that leads to the same place. How I call games like FNAF Scrimbly Bimblies? I found out a new name. Skibbity Bibbity. I think that's more fitting. And it also covers things like Skibbity Toilet. I'm in the present.
And then
Whoa!
there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Skibbity Bibbity. Listen.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how
Are they
that
the same
feels.
genre? See, it's hard to describe what I mean when I say scrimbly bimbly. So you know there will be like YouTube accounts where all their content is like Poppy's Playtime, FNAF, Bendy and the Ink Machine, and then like Skibbity Toilet, and like all it's like stuff appealing to children, usually of the horror-ish genre. Skibbity Toilet and FNAF. They would be on the same channel. That is what I'm saying. Does this make sense? Look at this ominous TV. Right. The past. We're going back to the past. Skibbity feels like the stuff I would be into when I was that age. Yeah, but I would also like at the same time because I would also have been into Skibbity Toilet because I was into like Gmod Idiot Box, right?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue
But I would
doors.
also be into
I
FNAF
remember this.
and shit.
I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory
This is
zone,
what I am saying.
This one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
It all has a certain vibe. It all has a certain vibe. Some things are better than others. Like I would call Amanda the Adventurer Skibbity Bibbity. I would call that.
And
But that was a
here's
great
where
game.
made
I loved that
video.
game.
Don't you remember the video we watched?
It was just goofy. Oh my god.
Yes, I love that video.
It's just like a entertainment geared toward like children, or not even necessarily geared toward children, that children like seem to like take onto.
Still don't remember.
All has like a similar vibe, and
Still no memory
Skibbity
of
Toilet
this
and
one.
FNAF,
Good room though, a solid room.
those are all fall under that strange category, you know? I often get annoyed with folks who go like, I love full life consequences, and then just be a snob at Skibbity Toilet. Like, come on, it's silly Gmod stuff. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I find it strange and interesting
These
that it
really
actually
were a
has like
treat to
lore
hunt down.
to
You
it,
know,
but
if
like,
there
I
had
mean,
been
more
any
power
kind of
to
reward for finding all of these,
the
it
creator,
really would have
I guess.
muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we
It's the same sort of
resisted
shit.
the
It just has more lore.
Next one.
Or maybe people attach lore to it. I mean, and there's plenty of shit. Like, even Half-Life VR AI, people, like, put more deep lore to it than it actually, like, had, you know? Do we even go in there? They are different. They're just under that same category, you know? Of, like, somehow this ended up appealing to children, like, massively. You know? Why can't I go back? And I find that absolutely fascinating, honestly. New Slender Man, you think?
This was
I've
our
heard that a
seventh
few
figure.
times.
Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful
But, like,
thing.
Slender Man
Why does
started
anyone
off as,
ever choose
like,
to leave it? Keep going.
you know, like Marble Hornets and stuff. And then, like, the Slender game happened, which you could even argue was the original Skibbity Dibbity.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
I didn't even grab
Oh,
that one the
more
first time.
memories, Stanley.
Fuck!
I want to keep going. What
I
else is
should've.
there? What came before
Oh, did I
this?
fuck up? There's the sign from... What's it called? Oh no, Marble Hornets was way before the Slender Man game. The original thing with Slender Man was the Something Awful forum. Somebody just posted an edited photo. Or I don't even know if it was edited. It must have been edited. And the lore, the original lore about Slender Man, how he was like... You'd see him in the background of photos, and then the children in the photo would all disappear, and that was the original Slender Man lore. Yeah, it was for a contest. It was creepy.
Look, it's the
And then
terrible
people
new
started
content
editing.
that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then.
Yeah.
The time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually
Hmm.
quite fond of it now.
People
Look how
started
much
making their
fun
own
the
edits to
past
Slender Man.
is. I want more. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
The narrator off his rocker. They lead to the same place. Oh, my room.
And before everything else, there was your office.
I gotta find the next computer. I don't know where it is.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's
No.
something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Nope. Gonna send me back, huh?
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Oh.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions.
Is it gonna
I was
be the
passionate. I was
Half-Life
skeptical.
2
I weighed
version?
each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way,
Ah.
I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines.
Oh,
for
like
no
the Slender
reason.
notes?
Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it.
On the
Perhaps I needed
trees.
to imagine I had companionship. And
I don't
Stanley
remember that. I
really
think
did
the
make
game
for a
came out
wonderful
after I
companion,
graduated.
even if he
I don't-
was a fiction.
I remember it was a big
But
thing when I
I
was
suppose it's
working
grown old.
at Disney.
I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can.
I don't
do it.
remember
I'll
anyone
be
in school
stronger this
knowing what
time.
Slender Man
I'll
was.
take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once. and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
What do you
I
mean?
enjoyed telling his story so very much.
What do you mean?
Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
What do you mean? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Found
he had
it.
simply missed a memo.
One more.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Bucket list. Okay, we're gonna go left. We're gonna go in that meeting room. What is going on? It's the same, okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The end is never the end. Yeah, you're right.
Yet there was not
game
a
doesn't
single
end.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Okay,
boss's
that meeting
office,
is gone.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, we gotta do the elevator.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had...
I forgot. I forgot that was that ending. Sometimes the office layout in the beginning randomly changes. Like that? No. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single
Let's actually go to the
person
boss.
here either.
Let's go to the elevator
Feeling a
and
wave
try
of
to get the bucket
disbelief,
list
Stanley
elevator
decided
ending.
to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
bum.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Bum bum bum. Ba-da-dum. Bum bum bum.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been
it
keeping
random?
from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Oh, I got them mixed up.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have
Damn it.
known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Me waking
by
up this
sheer
morning
luck.
unaware that I would be analyzing
stepped
Skibbity
into the
and
newly
FNAF.
opened
They
passageway.
spread like the same sort of way. I don't know. I feel like FNAF was a little slower. But FNAF kind of blew up overnight, but it didn't really exactly blow up with children until like later. From what I know, from what I remember, I just remember working at Target and then setting up a Five Nights at Freddy's like section in the toys section, and I was confused. I was like, "This is a horror game. What do you mean? I didn't know children were into this."
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back
And then
to
there were
his
like
boss's
books and
office?
shit
Well,
in
that's a
like the
great
young
question.
adult
I
reading
just can't wait
section,
to find out.
like next to the Minecraft books, and I was so confused. It was strange. It was very strange.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I feel like FNAF was slower but never escaped the confines of the games, while Skibidi is kind of like this internet phenomenon that's spread out and most of it is fan-made. I haven't looked too much into the Skibidi lore. The meta lore. The Skibidi meta. So all I know is that there's someone who makes videos, like Gmod videos.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with
I know
all
people
this?
my age that are into Skibidi Toilet, and I'm like, what? No judgment toward them. I'm just like, what? Yeah, no, kids love it.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
No.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No.
No, of course kids
It's
love it.
time
It's
once
like
again
weird
to go back
facial
up in the
animations,
elevator.
and it's
I can't even begin to grapple
it's a
with what
head
might be
coming out of the
there.
toilet.
Is it
It's
the boss's
funny.
office again?
That's
Or what?
absolutely
If it's the
100%
boss's
what
office
kids
this
would be
time,
into.
The suspense is killing me.
Is it?
Oh my god. The boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Do you?
All right. I have fully come to terms with it.
Awesome.
I
Hello.
have made space in my worldview
Hello,
for this
Tarthalis.
astonishing new reality.
Welcome.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of
Revelatory.
fresh air in a
Revelatory?
landscape of
I thought it was
storytelling that has
revelatory.
grown
I've been
stale
lied
and
to.
repetitive.
Is that just the British way to say it? How am I doing? I'm doing alright. I beat Obscure 2, and now I'm playing more Stanley Parable, which I've never played before until last night. And I'm enjoying it. And that's how I'm doing. I'm getting kind of hungry, though.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment.
No, you're stopping?
Don't you realize? It's the anticipation stage.
Thanks for the water.
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Why would we do that? Why?
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you.
Wow.
You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Bum bum bum. Da dun dun.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door. All right, are you
Dun,
ready?
dun, dun.
I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means
Dun,
to
dun,
craft a
dun.
truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
This
Okay,
ending wasn't in
it
the
looks
original.
Like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
I'm so curious. Wow! Oh, it's so bright. Oh. Look at that Unity face. Wonderful. Whoa, there's so many people. Oh. Ah. Breakfast sampler, hello. Well, that was that. It's time. Oh. I'm in heaven! Oh, it's so bright it hurts my eyes. Oh, I'm in button heaven. This reminds me of a Sonic Dream Simulator, for some reason. Particularly Eggman's Quest or whatever it's called. Just... I have to get something for pressing all these buttons. Oh! They unpress. In heaven, you can stim freely. Eggman Origins, that's the one. That's what I'm thinking of. Alright, well, is there anything to do here? Should I just leave? No, it's a nice little secret. I'm glad I found it. Neat. Alright. I can do it again if I want. I can always go back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Guys, what ending should I do now? Oh, I should go left to the meeting room or whatever. I don't think I've ever gone through that door.
When Stanley came to a set of
right
two
and
open
then
doors,
left.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room. And
Do
Stanley
you even do
knew
the ending where
perfectly
you just
well.
listen to him?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire.
Why would I do that? I think I did. I went to the mind control room. I didn't actually, like, do all... You know what? I don't think I actually did. I don't think I actually listened to them all the way through.
The lounge was grand, majestic.
Alright, and then I want to turn
Perhaps
left
too
here.
eager to get
You know
back
what?
to business,
After this, I'll
Stanley
do
took
the one where
first
I
open
actually
door on
listen
his
to them.
left.
Let's go.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight
What's
ahead to
going
the
here?
opposite door, and got back on track.
But I found an elevator. No, listen. If
But
you...
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
If
he wanted to wander about and
there's
get even
somebody in a
further
game
off
telling
track.
me what to do,
So
I'm
now
gonna
in order
do
to
what
get
they
back, he needed to go,
don't want me to do. I'm always gonna, like, disobey.
It's
That's why I played the genocide route first in Undertale. Because Toriel was like, make friends with this dummy!
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
And I was like, no, and I killed it. Because why? Don't tell me what to do.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I never want to listen.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute?
Because I want to see what the game has programmed for me when I don't listen. Because that's fun!
No, let's
But I'll
see.
also-
Down,
I'll listen.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Uh-oh. Okay. Ah! This room again.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Uh-oh.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
Does that say
whole
the end is
story
never the
completely
end?
Unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense,
Spoilers.
we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Alright. But,
All his co-workers were gone.
hang on, I want to try one more thing before I listen.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait.
God damn it!
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one...
Welcome!
Oh shit, Taryn,
You were
hello!
here just a minute ago. I know
Welcome
for sure
back.
that It's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come,
Welcome
Stanley.
back.
Let's find the story.
Hang on, I'm gonna shout you out again. Even though Nightbot has been telling everybody to go follow you. There you go. There you go. Hello, everybody. Welcome from Taryn's stream. We were playing Obscure 2 earlier, and we beat it prematurely. There was a lot less left than we expected. So now I'm coming back to Stanley Parable, which I just started last night. I'd never played it in my life before. So this is all fresh. This is all new. This is Ultra Deluxe, by the way. So if you've never played this, highly recommend you check it out.
I'll say it. This is the worst
and
adventure
don't
I've ever been on. I
spoil
can
it for
promise
yourself
you
watching
there
me.
definitely was a
But
story
welcome
here
everybody.
before.
I'm a horror
Do we
game
just-
streamer
Do we
usually.
need to restart the game again?
This
Well, I
is
find it unlikely that we'll
not
ever
really a horror
progress by
game, but it does have
starting
its
over and over
moments.
Again, but it's got to be better than
It's
this.
got a good vibe.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why
So-
not?
Welcome. Play at some point. Yeah, definitely play it yourself. Do not let me spoil this game for you. But thank you so much for the raid, Taryn. What did you end up playing? What did you end up playing yourself? I want to know. Just realized this game has the same narrator as the Dungeons games. Does it? It's interesting. Hang on, I can just find out what you played. I can just hack into the mainframe. Oh, 30XX. What the fuck? Roguelike game. That's awesome. Well, I hope it was fun. I hope it was fun, and thank you for playing Obscure 2 with me, even though it was pretty... It wasn't unbearable. It was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed it,
to go to the meeting room.
despite it being very strange. Okay, so we actually did restart. Cool. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so I'm actually going to listen to him this time, and this is going to be our last playthrough of today. So you guys get to see the...
Okay, yep.
No, never
I
mind.
might be remembering this wrong.
We're still in this ending.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah, we have to find another there's a lot of co-op games. Have you played Outlast Trials yet? Because it's fucking ridiculous and it's really fun. I need more people to play it with. I have a group I play with pretty regularly, but I would like to introduce more people to the game, honestly. It's okay. I've never played any of the other Outlast games because they're way too like over the top. But it being over the top for a co-op game, I feel like works more, and they like lean into the camp more, and it's great. It's so explicitly gory, and also there's penis in it.
Other way and retrace our steps.
There's penis in it.
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Outlast Trials,
I can't quite recall, but I
the
believe
co-op
my
one.
story
It's
took
really
place in an
fun
office building.
once you
is
get the
that
hang of it.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay, I won!
Congratulations!
Guys, I won.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
So if Possum comes in here and is like, "Are you winning,
feel
Spoony?"
right
Now we
about
can
this at
say,
all.
"Yeah,
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
I
Some
did. I
people
put so
win
much
fair
work."
and square, and this was
I
not
can't
one of
believe
those
it.
Situations. Okay. I'm
Also,
getting weirded
Terrence,
out
there are
by
like
whatever this
40
place
endings
is.
to this
I
game,
don't care what
so
might happen this time. I have to
I spoiled
restart.
one of them for you. I won! Oh! What? Oh, this is fucking stupid. I love it.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow
This
the
is
line.
taking
How
me
simple is
somewhere
that?
else that I've never been. Narrator,
You
where
see,
are you taking
the
me?
line knows where the story is. It's over in this
Oh,
direction.
fuck.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To Destiny?
Here's a thought.
I love that game.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination
Well,
still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey
Oh, yeah,
such
no,
that a
the-
destination is inevitably conjured
Outlast
into being
games-
via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt narrator.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Oh my
You know what?
goodness.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
We need some smooth jazz. Holy shit, that's not smooth jazz. Dig diggy hole. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Limited adventure. Anyway, yeah, the Outlast games never were my cup of tea because, you know, they take place in asylum and it's like, oh, the crazy people, they're out to get you. And Outlast Trials has a little bit of that, but it's
Wait, cut the music.
it's
Go back
self-aware,
and look at that fern.
if that makes any sense.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
What fern?
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
We're
Is
gone.
any of this ringing a bell?
It sure is something.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Nah. But Outlast Trials is like... Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine like Squid Game and Cabin in the Woods combined and like had just like completely over the top gore, and like all of the enemies had like ridiculous one-liners whenever they would attack you, because that's what the game is, and it's fucking fantastic. It's ridiculous. While the first two Outlast games are definitely not my cup of tea,
Stanley? I say
I do
forget
like
the
Trials a
adventure.
lot.
What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't
Thank
we
you for the
make up
follow,
our own
Sheep
story?
TV.
Something exciting.
Are you
daring,
perhaps a
mysterious.
Shiba Inu?
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, he's telling me to disobey the line.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path,
Perhaps.
a new story. Well, it could be
I
anything.
don't know, that looks like a
What
sheep
do
to
you
me.
want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Are we in the back rooms now? I'm sure like every streamer ever who has streamed this after the back rooms
Oh,
has
no,
said
not
that
you
during this
again.
moment.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any
The
role in
line,
our
TM.
awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge
Welcome.
it. We should be fine.
Can't go up there. Yeah, maybe I was gonna say, because
A choice.
I was gonna do
We get
a
to make a
charity
decision.
stream,
From
because
here,
I got
the
reached
story
out
is
to
in
about a
our
Halloween
control.
charity stream,
How
but
important
they said
we
nothing
mustn't
explicit, so
squander
we
the
can't play that.
opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
right.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the
Sammy.
correct one. Another victory.
Thank you for the
logic.
follow.
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Oh, ads. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh god. Well, you can't hear me now, but
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here
Oh,
on
excuse me.
this thing, wall.
narrator, I'm
Well,
hungry. I kind
you
of want to
consulted me.
wrap this up.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Hello,
No, it
hello.
can't be.
How are the
I don't
ads?
want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this.
Can you tell I have
won't
ADHD?
restart
Because
the game.
I just
won't
can't stop
do it.
running
I won't
around and
do it.
shaking the
I
camera.
Won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
DoorDash. Oh,
whatever it is that made
kind of
this
want to order
schedule?
food now.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
All right.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure
Yeah.
if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
How am I?
Well, in the
I'm
meantime,
good. I'm just hungry. I wanted to do one last ending, and I don't know how long it'll take. But I'm good. I'm enjoying this game. I would like some food. But I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna listen
All
to
of
him
his
the whole way.
co-workers
Let's
were
go.
gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're going to the meeting room.
When
Going
Stanley came
to
to a
the
set of
meeting
two
room.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure did. And we can continue.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right. And then we go
Stepping
here.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Am I?
So he
Oh,
relaxed
shoot.
for a few moments with some calming new
I
age
probably
music.
fucked up. Maybe I got a different ending instead. Please?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Sick. Alright. New Age just means that. I don't know. There's a certain sound that it has. Closing and restarting the game also does things over time. We'll get there. We'll get there. I figured that was something.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright. We still haven't done escape yet, but I'm gonna listen to him the whole time. Are you gonna tell me what to do? Or I just have to do it myself?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Strength. I could drop to the bottom again, but I don't want to do that.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay. Now, I haven't seen anything past that point.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
meta.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Alright.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But how? Okay, they're all labeled, so. 2. Where's 3? There's 5. It's over here. 3. Never. Okay, where's 4? No, I could also just do this.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Alright. Nice. Was that it? My cursor.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had
We won.
defeated the machine.
Oh.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
We are freeing
And
him.
that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that
Breath of the
things were
Wild.
meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
He was happy. We're back to Skyrim. I beat the game. That was it. Okay, I actually want to see how many endings I got. But then it brings me back to the beginning. Hold on. This is important. I want to see. Is it really freedom if Stanley followed a script? You know, you are exactly right. You are 100% correct in that. Don't do that. Don't. There we go. Achievements. My achievements. 6 of 11 achievements? There are only 11? How do you look at, like, does it tell you how many endings you have? What? I want to know what the 8 ending is. There's an achievement that's 88888. And Case said that the 8 ending is their favorite, and I was like, I don't know what that means, and they're like, you'll know. It doesn't tell me. Well, that sucks. I already did the broom closet ending. Hey, does anybody know how to get the 8 ending? Or should I figure it out on my own? Figums. Figums! Thank you for the follow. It's kind of a spoiler. Alright. Alright. I'll figure it out. Maybe we'll play one more round of this. Maybe if tomorrow the game I'm playing ends up being shorter than I expect, I can just try and do some more endings with this. Because I've seen a lot. I don't know how much more there is to see. I'm sure there's a bit more. And I kind of want to see if I can get every possible ending, because I really like this game. There's still a lot. Well, good to know. Let's quit and wrap things up and let me tell you about some stuff. Let's talk about some stuff. What can we talk about? What can we talk about here? Let's see. I don't remember. Oh, I have this meme that I forgot to share with you guys after I played Subnautica. Heretic Soul made this, and it makes me cry, laughing. It's great. Ocean time for you. Why did you spaceship explode? The ocean. Teleport to the ocean. The ocean time for you. It's ocean time for you. Love it. If you ever have any dumb memes you want to make, you can post them in my Discord and share them with everybody. I have a little fan art channel that you can share stuff in. I love it. I love it. Even when it's silly, like just edits like this, it makes me laugh. It makes me happy. And feel free to share like whatever social media you are on. It's wonderful. But you can join the Discord. You can also follow me on socials and at me. I do not mind if you're like, no, I don't want to at you because you're shy. That's fine. You can also just post it anywhere. You don't necessarily even have to at me. You can also follow me on YouTube if you ever miss a VOD. If you missed part of the VOD today, you can go check that out later when I post it later this week. And let's see. What else do I have to show you guys? Oh! Pumpcat96. Crystal, also known as Crystal, has been a patron for 3 years now. And if you would like to join her, you can go to Patreon here. And for as little as $1 a month, you can help support me and help bring these streams straight to your door. Crystal is on the highest tier, the merch tier. And merch tier, seasonally, I hand out stickers. Stickers. I have stickers that I make now seasonally. It used to be monthly, but that was too much stickers. And everybody agreed they want less stickers and more high quality stickers. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So if you'd like to join the merch tier and get seasonal stickers, you can do that. And later, they're like early access stickers, honestly. Later, I may put the stickers up in the Etsy shop. Right now, newest is Mixed Feelings 2, which is the sequel to my game, Mixed Feelings, which you can get now. And Mixed Feelings 2 is set to release by the end of the summer. So that'll be done soon. That'll be done soon. Case is working on the music. And I have a few things that I still needed to do. I just haven't had the time. I haven't had the time, unfortunately. But I should be able to finish it up by the end of summer. By the end of summer. End of summer is the end of, not the end of September, but it's like September 21st. So I still have time. I still have like a month. Fuck. If we don't make summer, that's fine. But in the meantime, who's streaming right now? I know Areki was gonna do more Inscription. Proxy is currently doing Who's Lila, and I fucking love Who's Lila. And we are going to raid Proxy, because it's been a bit since I've raided Proxy. And I fucking love Who's Lila, and you guys need to check it out. I actually didn't stream the whole thing of Who's Lila, because I played like an early version, and it was very buggy. So we're going to check out Proxy's stream of Who's Lila. It's a wonderful game, and you guys need to check it out. But thank you guys for coming to the stream. This has been great. We beat Obscure 2, and we got a little bit more Stanley Parable done. So productive stream, I would say. Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Gyroscopia, which is an indie horror game. I got a code for a while back, thanks to Matt Frostpaws in the chat. So thank you so much for that, if you're in here. It is like an atmospheric platformer. You play as a bunny, so it's also furry. So that's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be tomorrow. I'm not sure how long the game is, but we will find out, won't we? Won't we? We will. Alright. Have a good night. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. I'm done with the funny. That's the right message.